Evening everyone, it's Zortrider. I had a few questions, as I mentioned in my previous video, from fellow YouTubers, and I'm going to answer some of those questions today. I had a couple of questions from a fine young fella called Red Jinray.
What do you think about Mate Toys doing their own rendition of an MP Seeker? Have you seen the pictures of their Seeker yet?
So to answer your question, I have seen it, yes. I think it looks pretty good. I'll try and put a render of the Mate Toys Seeker there. I think it looks pretty good. We have been bombarded with various versions of Seekers, both official KOs or fourth parties, people are referring to them now. And the market is actually swamped with versions of our favourite flying villains. But I am tempted by this Mate Toys figure, and let me go into the reasons why. First of all, it's a different toy, it's a different transformation, and let's face it, the MP Seekers don't really capture the characters as well, cartoon accuracy at least, compared to some of the later MPs. It's a mould that's been absolutely done to death, so I think it'd be nice to have a fresh figure that could sit in the collection and be one of our favourite characters. One of my favourite Transformer characters of all time is Starscream. I am a massive Starscream fan, and to have another figure of him would be brilliant. Now, my version of Starscream, I've actually got two MP Starscreams. One of them is the MP03, the green screen Transformer. Hang on, I'll get him. So here is MP3 Starscream, or green screen because of the random colour choice on this figure. He's a very cool toy. He's the first MP I owned. But let's face it, even the later MP, is it MP11? I forget what numbers were. The later Seeker moulds that were slightly remoulded from this still looked and feel generally the same. Now this has got some nostalgic reasons why I like this figure, because it was, as I say, it was the first MP I bought. I had bought from me, sorry. But it doesn't really fit in with my G1 style figures, even though he is sitting currently on the shelf with my Mitron, Cloud9 Shockwave, and my MP Soundwave as well. And the colours aren't quite right. My infamous community wrecking knockoff Kugenbau Seeker also doesn't quite cut it for me as a Starscream fan. I've got Thundercracker and Skywarp, who, in my opinion, the paintwork is so much better. The grey plastic on this thing, as time has gone on, doesn't really capture the cartoon accuracy, and to me, the face sculpt isn't quite there either. So the reason why I'm really interested in the Mate Toys figure is that, you know what, I'm not going to take this guy out of his coronation gear. It looks pretty cool. It's a very cool toy. I'm very happy with him. But there is a cartoon accurate gap sitting and waiting in my collection to be filled for my favourite deceiving Decepticon. So I'm very interested in this toy. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I won't buy it straight off, simply because I don't own any Mate Toys stuff, and I want to see someone else transform and look at the figure first. But it's definitely got my attention, and I can see why there's a space in my collection for him.
I'm about to embark on a long journey of rebuilding my Transformers collection from scratch. Could you give me any advice?
Rebuilding the collection, and I've collected Transformers since I was about 3-4 years old, and even though I've had breaks in between, and I'm talking like a few years, I've never officially stopped collecting, and I've always had my collection. A good chunk of the toys behind me, and some of the ones I packed away the weekend because I'm moving, are my toys that I played with on the carpet of my mum and dad's for years and years even. So it's very difficult to me to give you some advice on how to start collecting when I've been doing it for as long as I remember, but I'll try my best for you. I think we live in an amazing time to be a Transformer fan, but also a very difficult time, and let me tell you why that is. Back in the day, and I'm just picking up this guy because I've done another video on him, This is Hot Rod. For a good 10, 15 years, if you wanted a Hot Rod, this was Hot Rod. You didn't have much choice, really. You might find another red Transformer and pretend he's Hot Rod, but this was Hot Rod. So you know, when you're looking for a toy, this is the one that you're looking for. But now there's just so much choice. That's not the only Hot Rod out there. There's third-party versions, there's masterpiece versions, there's classic versions, there's Titans Return versions, there's lots and lots of different versions of the same character. Some of them look for, some of the current toys look for toy aesthetics, others look for cartoon aesthetics, others will look for comic book aesthetics. You've got different versions of Transformers, like Transformers Prime, Transformers Animated. You've got some of the foreign Transformers releases, like Transformers Victory. There's so much choice out there. There's so much choice. So it's a difficult one. What I will say is stick to what you like. You become one of two types of collectors, I feel. You either become a completionist or someone who just buys the things that they like. I've got that completionist strand in me. If I see a wave of Titans Return, I want to buy all the Titans Return. It's absolutely been killing me for years and years that I haven't got a G1 Swoop to complete my Dinobots. It's been killing me for years, and I'm touching wood at TFN. I will get my hands on one this year. But pick what you like. Try not to deviate too much away from that, because you can get yourself in a lot of debt and spend a lot of money on Transformers these days. So I'd say start small first. My other piece of advice is get involved in the community, simply because there are some people out there who are amazing people. And if I'm honest with you, there's some quite strange gits as well, but there you are. But there's a lot of good people out there. I mean, I've been watching a guy doing videos for years and years, a Collector 75, and it made my day that he called me out on the video. This guy has been watching his videos for years and years. He actually spoke about me, which is amazing. But get out there and get involved in the community, because there's some people out there who will help you and support you and try and find the things that you want. Collecting these days isn't about finding the item, because you've got wonderful things such as eBay and Gumtree, and you can find Transformers anywhere. It's about finding them for the right price, and Graham Inkyboards wrote a fantastic article about that. But that's the challenge. So if you get involved with a community, you will hopefully find some people who will be able to find you the bots that you want. Use sites like eBay, use sites like Spock. I found a lot of stuff on Spock. Gumtree, those kind of sites will help you build up your collection quite quickly at a reasonable price. But be aware, because sometimes things aren't quite what they seem on photographs. I've been stung a number of times, especially from eBay sales. So be careful and make sure you know what you're getting is complete, or it's at least in a standard that you're happy to part with your money for. Yeah, I think that's mainly my advice. Also, car boot sales are pretty good. If you're not too worried about completeness and condition, you can fall across some great finds at car boot sales. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I've honestly really enjoyed answering those questions, and I'd love it if more of you out there would like to put some topics or discussion points for me to have a chat about, if you want to hear me waffle on. Anyway, I've been Zort Rider. Thank you again, Red Gin Ray. Really looking forward to hearing from you again in the future. And I've been Zort Rider. Good night.